Nancy, Doreen Oakes niditi kason. Asamina kiwigis kinoha madinawaw abisis nêhiyâwewin. Anot neogi sigaw. Bimihawi bisim nianosabe agimit anot. Egimajimisbok egwagimisi udin niganit otagosik. Anot egwawases egwadahgayaw. Nibe ochtibain uskanagasastege. Nibe sibwe bainando beag tipahigan egwa mana nitakupain uta Qu'Appelle niso tipahigan anot. Nigi itohtan inino kiche kiskinoahamatuigamik oche Canada kagi niano gisigag gi nitawi tasihtaman uma FHQ nêhiyâwewin katasihkamak. Egwa ohe kutaga inino bigiskwewina oche 34. Mik oche CTV Indigenous Circle News egi gagwejimit. Beak pogo niki wabamau o giskinoahamagan egota. Namoya itohte wagmihchet egota gihche giskinoahamage wigamik megwat usam uma akosiwin COVID-19 ka bimuhte magak. So just to quickly translate on some of what I said, I will have the word list for you anyway. Hello, Doreen Oakes is my name. I am going to teach you plural a little bit of Cree again. It is Thursday today. It is the migrating moon, or also October. I forgot to add the date is the 15th today. It started snowing and very windy yesterday in Nikinit. And today it is a clear day and it is chilly. I drove from Pile of Bones. I drove here around, it's supposed to have said 1 o'clock, and I arrived here around 2 o'clock. I didn't get a chance to change it when I changed the Cree words. I went to the First Nations University of Canada last Friday. I went and spoke about this FHQ language program we are working on, and these other First Nations languages from Treaty 4. Mick Fable from CTV News, Indigenous and News, had asked me. I only saw one student there. There are not many students that go there right now at the university because of this sickness, COVID-19, that is going through. So with the introduction, so what I'm going to do now is I'm going to introduce all the words that I used from on top, and that way you can go back and understand on what I said, and also you can also hear these words probably on a daily basis if you listen to a Cree speaker. And with this one, might be pronounced a little bit different in some areas. We all have what's called, I'm noticing even listening to Cree speakers, again, that cluster pronunciation. They don't pronounce a lot of the vowels, is what I'm picking up when I listen to them speak. Okay, so we'll just go through the word list. So this one is akosiwin, sickness, akosiwin. Not today, apesis, a little bit, apesis, samina, again. Okay. So I just kept these ones together, but you can always, I guess, I don't know if there's any other sickness. Hopefully there's no other sickness that comes through, but COVID-19 Gabimo de magak. COVID-19 gabimo de magak. I know with the list that's here, it's not following the list from on top. It alphabetized it, like, with these ones. So, e agimit. It is counted or is the date. E gigagwetimit. He asked me. I know with this one, it could also translate to he, she, it asked me, but since I have the noun that I was using from above, I'll just put he asked me. Okay. Egi gagwejimit. Egi majimisbuk. It started snowing. Egi majimisbuk. Egi nitawi tasih taman. Egi nitawi tasih taman. I went and spoke about. Ekota, there. Ekwa, and itohtewak, they go. Ye know, First Nations. The fun one here. Okay. Ye know giche giskinwa hamage wikamik oche Canada. Ye know giche giskinwa hamage wikamik oche Canada. First Nations University of Canada. Okay.
That's a mouthful.
Okay.
The next one's a mouthful. Yeah. That's a mouthful.
Kagi niana no gisigak. Kagi niana gisigak. When it was Friday, or you can say last Friday for it too. Ka tasih tamak. What we are speaking about. Okay, so going into this one, Gije giskinwa hamage wigamik. Gije giskinwa hamage wigamik. Big school or else university. So with the next one, I know I quickly added this, but I should have did it right from the beginning. Okay, so with this one, this was the old way of how they said big school or, like, university long time before. But everyone, so everyone is trying to change this word because of this form here, matu. That's how they said the school or the schools, I guess, long time ago, because they said, yes, it's an education place, but it's also a place where the children cried. So that's why they're taking this away here. Matu. Matu is cry. And that the other part is saying a place where they were taught, but also a crying place. So they're changing it to this form here. Okay.
What does the other one mean?
Giskinwa hamage, that one's that's a teaching place.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So part of it here, giskinwaha, is the teaching, and this one, mage, is the part of where, where things are being taught. Yeah. But I think yours. Okay. Ki misi yotin. It was very windy. Kiwi kiskinwa hamatinawau. Kiwi kiskinwa hamatinawau. I am going to teach you plural. Okay. Kotaka, kotaka. Other ones. Mana, mana. Usually. Mekwach, mekwach. Right now.
And I teach you is right now.
Yeah. Yes, that's what I was saying up on top. Yeah. Uhe. Mihjet. Mihjet. Lots. Namoya. Namoya. No, or it could also mean none if you add nouns to it. Okay. Like for this, I left this here. Namoya mihjet. Namoya mihjet. There was none or there was nobody. Okay. Nanito apihta kisigao. Okay. Nanito apihta kisigao. Around half day or 12 o'clock. I was using my original time when I usually leave from Regina on my phrase, but I changed it. But okay. Nêhiyâwewin. Nêhiyâwewin. Cree language. Neo kisigao. Neo kisigao. Literally, it's the 4th day, or else it's referred to Thursday. Okay. Nigi itohtan. Nigi itohtan. I went. Nigi wapamao. Nigi wapamao. I saw. Nipe ohchipain. Nipe ohchipain. I drove from somewhere. Nipe sipue pain. Nipe sipue pain. I drive away from. Another one. Okay. Nitakopain. Nitakopain. I arrive here by driving. Nitisiehkason. Nitisiehkason. Blank is my name. Niananosap. Niananosap. Number 15. Ohche from. Ohe, ohe, these ones. Okiskinwa hamagan, okiskinwa hamagan, student. Uma, uma, this one. Osam, osam, because. Oskana ka asastege. Oskana ka asastege. Pile of bones, or that's what they call Regina. Okay. Ota. Ota. Here.
Yeah, the Regina one. Wascana. That they call that Lake Wascana.
Yeah, that's where it originally come from. Yeah. They didn't, when they were trying to say the word, Oskana, they kept saying Wascana. So, and then it changed to Wascana.
Yeah.
So, yeah. So, Uta, here. Utagosik, yesterday. Peyak, peyak, 1. Peyak tipahigan, 1 o'clock. Just quickly added this one here. Niso tipahigan, 2 o'clock. The next one, bigiskwewina, languages. Piko, only. Okay. nêhiyâwewin, migrating moon or October. Like, I can't remember which lesson that I had messaged. These ones have different translation depending on region, depending on dialect. I didn't get a chance to memorize the one when I was listening to the news at NBC News at 1:30, and right away I noticed that they say October different. So, okay, tahkayao. It is chilly. It is a colder weather.
I'll often hear these old guys say that in a kind of a complainy way.
Tahkayao.
Yeah. Tahkayao.
Yeah.
And they're coming inside.
Yeah, tahkayao. So, and you use this term when it's starting to. You can't say, how would you say? Some will say gisinao, but that one's like the real cold weather. Tahkayao is it's starting to get chilly. So, yeah. Danse, hello. Wasesquan, it's a clear day. So if you listen to these words that we just went through here, repeat, not like, you would be able to memorize them, you would be able to understand what they mean if you listen to them probably 3-4 times, and then to go and listen to the introduction that I did, you should have no problem understanding it without having to look at the English translation. Just repeatedly listening to it, and you eventually start remembering the words, like the Cree words, and then we're connecting to the English translation. So if you will listen to the introduction part, you should have no problem. Okay. So just going, what did I do here? Going into back, we somewhat introduce these verbs, listen to it, and we added listen to the radio or listen to the music instrument, depending on whatever you use it to. So, nitohta, listen to it. Nitohta kitohchigan, listen to the radio. So if I was telling this to somebody, I would be directly speaking to that person. Okay. Mache nitohta kitohchigan, begin to listen to the radio. Mache nitohta kitohchigan. Nêhiyâwewin mache nitohta kitohchigan. Nêhiyâwewin mache kit. I'm gonna go back. Okay. Nêhiyâwewin mache nitohta kitohchigan. Nêhiyâwewin mache nitohta kitohchigan. Mayan begin to listen to the radio. So I, as a speaker, I would be talking directly to my mom's sister. So with these ones, if you remember, when we we're working with the term nêhiyâwewin. All of the verbs, when they say Cree is a very verb-centered language, there's the different type of verbs that you can put them all into what's called the command form. Different of right away and later, but I'm just introducing the command form, to do the command form right away with all the possible persons that you can instruct to. So with these ones, this one would be you plural, listen to it. Nituhtamok. So it'd be you plural, listen to it. Now if I said nituhtamok kitohchigan, I'm telling you plural, listen to the radio. Mache nidortamok gidortigan. Maji nidortamok gidortigan. You plural begin to listen to the radio. So here would be nêhiyâwewin egonimis. Maji nidortamok gidortigan. Nêhiyâwewin egonimis. Maji nidortamok gidortigan. So again, I as the speaker, I'm talking to my auntie, my mom's sister, and I'm telling those two to listen to the radio. Okay, so my sister, my aunt and my older sister, you begin to listen to the radio. So with the other one, with this one, nidortetan, let's listen to it. Nidortetan. So again, I as the speaker, I would be including somebody into this command form. Okay, nidortetan gidortigan. Let's listen to the radio. Nidortetan gidortigan. Oh, I made a mistake there. Let me go fix my mistake. Okay. So now if I said ati nidortetan gidortigan, let's begin to listen to the radio. Ati nidortetan gidortigan. So with this one, again, I'm going to use the same person that I'm talking to. So I as the female speaker, I'm talking directly to my mom's sister. Nêhiyâwewin maji nidortetan gidortigan. Nêhiyâwewin maji nidortetan gidortigan. My aunt, let's begin to listen to the radio. Okay.
Yeah, there's a little bit of a difference there between the ati and machi.
Yeah, yeah. Begin and start. Yeah. You can use both of them meaning the same thing because you hear it. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Do both of them. So going in with the same verb on this one, I'm going to give you an example on just the I, you, he, she, it person indicator on this one, but I'm adding now when the action took place and if the action changed, and I'm also adding wakortuinidweona on here. Okay, so here ninitohten, I listen to it, I am listening to it, it all depends. Ninitohten. Okay, and you're going to hear both ways of how it's said. Okay, enitohtaman, enitohtaman. Okay, with this one. With again, I'll always speak about it. I guess is Cree speakers. They just automatically know what term they're going to use, and they don't know. Yes, they say it different, but they use both terms of these ones between ninitohten and entohtaman. Both of them have the same meaning. Again, like I said, I haven't been able to, and some linguists have tried to work on it, of identifying what does it really mean, but they haven't been able to do it. So I know there's that basic of saying ing form. You're supposed to translate this into the ing form, but then when you start adding more and more terms to it, then it goes back into the non-ing form, in the English one. Okay.
Yeah, and I guess it's like English speakers say, if you grew up as English as your first language, you'll automatically know what to say.
Mm-hmm.
Where in Cree's the same way. If you grew up with Cree as your first language, you'll automatically know what to say.
Yes.
You're not thinking about these things.
Yeah. No.
It's like English, we're not thinking about these things either.
No.
Right? Yeah.
So.
It's the same thing, yeah.
Yeah. So here, Ninitohten gitohtigan. Ninitohten gitohtigan. I listen to the radio or a music instrument. Enitohtaman gitohtigan. Enitohtaman gitohtigan. Again, could be any of those ones. Okay. Nigi nitohten gitohtigan tibiskohk. Nigi nitohten gitohtigan tibiskohk. I was listening to a radio last night. I'll just take one of them. Okay. The next one, egi nitohtaman gitohtigan tibiskohk. Egi nitohtaman gitohtigan tibiskohk. Again, it's the same. I listened to a radio last night, so depending on. With this next one, nigi kakwe nitohten gitohtigan tibiskohk. Nigi kakwe nitohten gitohtigan tibiskohk. I tried listening to the radio last night. Egi kakwe nitohtaman gitohtigan tibiskohk. Egi kakwe nitohtaman gitohtigan tibiskohk.
That's actually kind of fun to say. It's got a nice rhythm
to it.
Yeah, it's got a nice rhythm.
Again, going back into translation, I tried listening to the radio last night, or I tried listening to the music instrument last night. So I'm going to quickly go, no, I'll finish the next one first, and then I'm going to explain something. Okay. Now what did I do here?
Yeah.
Hold on. No, right here. Okay. So, nohkom nigi kakwe nitohten gitohtigan tibiskohk. Nohkom nigi kakwe nitohten gitohtigan tibiskohk. My grandmother, I'm talking to my grandmother, saying, my grandmother, I tried listening to the radio last night. Okay. The other way you can say the same phrase is nohkom egi kakwe nitohtaman gitohtigan tibiskohk. Nohkom egi kakwe nitohtaman gitohtigan tibiskohk. Okay. So the next one would be ginitohten. You listen to it. And then the other way of saying it is entohtaman. Enitohtaman. Same translation. Oh, look at this. I forgot to change the with this quickly. You are listening to it. Okay. So added something else here. You'll have fun translating it. Pronouncing it. Okay. So, ginitohten chigaste bai chigan. Ginitohten chigaste bai chigan. You listen to the television. You're just listening. You're not watching. Entohtaman chigaste bai chigan. Entohtaman chigaste bai chigan.
You could totally play a song to that. It's got that nice rhythm. Man, I love Cree. It's got such nice rhythm to it. You know?
So, gigi nitohten chigaste bai chigan tibiskohk. Gigi nitohten chigaste bai chigan tibiskohk. The other way that you say this is egi nitohtaman chigaste bai chigan tibiskohk. Egi nitohtaman chigaste bai chigan tibiskohk. So, gigi kakwe nitohten chigaste bai chigan tibiskohk. Gigi kakwe nitohten chigaste bai chigan tibiskohk. You tried listening to the television last night, or you were trying to listen to the television last night. The other way you can say this is egi kakwe nitohtaman chigaste pais chigan tibiskok. Egi kakwe nitohtaman chigaste pais chigan tibiskok. So adding this one with this one. So this one, nimosum kiki kakwe nitohten chigaste pais chigan tibiskok. Nimosum kiki kakwe nitohten chigaste pais chigan tibiskok. I'm talking to my grandfather and I'm saying, my grandfather, you tried listening to the television last night. This one. The other way that you can say this is nimosum egi kakwe nitohtaman chigaste pais chigan tibiskok. Nimosum egi kakwe nitohtaman chigaste pais chigan tibiskok. Okay. Again, just going back into if somebody else was trying to read this, you would use these phonemic sound on it with that you would use. Okay, so the next one, nitohtam. Nitohtam. He, she, it listens to it, or he, she, it is listening to it. The other way you would hear this is enitohtak. Enitohtak. So here, instead of translating he, she, or it all the time, I add a kinship term to it right away. So nitanis nitohtam kitohchigan. Nitanis nitohtam kitohchigan. My daughter listens to the radio, or my daughter is listening to the radio. The other way you would hear this say is nitanis egi nitohtak kitohchigan. Nitanis nitanis nitohtak kitohchigan. Nitanis nitohtak kitohchigan. So with that, adding this one, adding when the action took place. Nitanis ki nitohtam kitohchigan tibiskok. Nitanis ki nitohtam kitohchigan tibiskok. My daughter was listening to the radio last night. Okay. The other way you'll hear this is nitanis egi nitohtak kitohchigan tibiskok. Nitanis egi nitohtak kitohchigan tibiskok. So with this one, like I said, with just to quickly explain these ones, I guess the other one was when the action took place, and this one is just more or less a change of action on how it took place. Okay, so nitanis ki kakwe nitohtam kitohchigan tibiskok. Nitanis ki kakwe nitohtam kitohchigan tibiskok. My daughter tried listening to the music instrument last night. The other way you can hear this is nitanis egi kakwe nitohta kitohchigan tibiskok. Nitanis egi kakwe nitohta kitohchigan tibiskok. Cabbage missy yotin. Yeah. So with this one, so the other one that was introduced was also something similar to it. Is nitohta is the other one. Now this one is nitohtau. Okay, listen to him or her. Nitohtau. That was the other one. So I'm going to go through all the command forms of it first, and then I'll introduce the other person indicators on it. We started off with this one, and I just copy and paste. Nito to gigawi, listen to your mom. Maji nito to gigawi, start to listen to your mom. Corey, machi ni tohto gigawi. And that one translates to Corey, start listening to your mom. So with this one, on the next one is more or less let's, like, you know, if you take a notice on, they have you single, let's, and you plural on these ones, okay? Nitohtawatan, nitohtawatan. Let's listen to him, her, or it. Again, I use the same kinship term on it. Nitohtawatan gigawi, nitohtawatan gigawi. Let's listen to your mom. Machi nitohtawatan gigawi. Machi nitohtawatan gigawi. Let's start to listen to your mom. Okay, because that's a command form, so you can't add starting on it. So with this one, nituhtawik, nituhtawik. Okay, so I'd be talking to two or more people on this one. You plural listen to him, her, or it. Now I added both two kinship terms and another kinship term here. Nisimisak, nituhtawik, gigawi. Nisimisak, nituhtawik, gigawi. My younger siblings listen to your mom. Okay.
I'm going to remember that one.
Yes.
I'm the oldest.
So, nisimisak machi nituhtawik gigawi. Nisimisak machi nituhtawik gigawi. My younger siblings start to listen to your mom. I added these ones here. This one here. You can also say. Some speakers you'll hear gigawi wow. That's meaning your mother. But gigawi also has that same. So you'll hear either gigawi or gigawi wow on this one. So here, I still continued with this one. What's your sibling? What's your sibling's name?
Jessica.
Okay, so if I said Corey agwa Jessica, maji nituhtawik gigawi. So I'd be talking to you two to say, start listening to your mom.
Brat number 3.
with this one. So those are your command forms on those ones. And then we're going to go into the what we've been introducing into I person indicator with the same one, and then you and he or she. And those are that's only how far we're going to go on this one. Okay. So if I said, Nini tohtawau kigawi. Nini tohtawau kigawi. I listen to your mom. What did I do there? This one. Here. Okay. The other way you'll hear this is Eni tohtawak kigawi. Eni tohtawak kigawi. I am listening to your mom. Again, depending on how these two are used, they can either translate to both of those. So, okay. Ki ni tohtawau kigawi. Ki ni tohtawau kigawi. You listen to your mom. The other way, Eni tohtawat kigawi. You are listening to your mom. Eni tohtawat kigawi. Okay. Next one, ni tohtaweo. He, she is listening to him or her or it. Eni tohtawat. Any tohtawat, he, she listens to him or her. Again, both of them could be the translation on it. And with Cree, here, we don't have no difference between he, she, it. When they have those terms, we use the same term for all of it until we start adding the names, the kinship terms on it. Even with the animals, anything can go in here that makes a sound, and that's where he, she, or it is added onto it. Gender, what would you have with those ones? Okay, so just quickly going into when I was saying we don't have, what are these things called, he, she, or it, again in English? I can't think of it. What I did was I gave an example here, okay? Okay. So here I added nimis nitohtaweo nigawinan. My older sister is listening to our mother. Nimis nitohtaweo nigawinan. Okay, and the other way you would hear this one is hintohtawat. Okay. Nimis hintohtawat nigawinan. Nimis hintohtawat nigawinan. Same thing. My older sister listens to our mother here. Again, with this one, just to give you an example, I could add, like say for instance, biasis. Biasis is a bird. So I can say nimis nitohtaweo biasisa on this one. Again, you can say nimis nitohtawat biasisa. And that would translate to my older sister is listening to the bird with this one, and it's in replace of it on it. Again, you can go nimis nitohtaweo nabesisa. Nabesisa is a boy. Nimis nitohtawat nabesisa. My older sister listens to the little boy. So I was hoping I would remember what they're called. Okay, just going into this last one. I know it was introduced somewhat in one of the other lessons. So here, tanite ki ewi etohtein tepeskage. Tanite ewi etohtein tepeskage. Where are you going tonight? Also, you can hear tanite kiwi etohtan tepeskage. Tanite kiwi etohtan tepeskage. So with the other ones, these ones, what I did was, like I said, try to put them word by word, or so that way you can, I guess I'm trying to get you to, if you listen to it often enough, that if you hear like tanite, I know they're saying where, with those things like that. Yeah. Okay, so tanite, tante, where. We itohtein, we itohtein, you intend to go or you will go. Itohte, go, tepeskage, tonight, tepeskage.
That's actually how I break it down in my mind. Mm-hmm. When I'm listening is I'll pick out a word that I'm quite familiar with, and then I can start breaking it down from there. For me anyways.
Well, I mean, that's how you're supposed to be able to, how would you say, build your vocabulary. I'm like that too. I know one of the documents that I read years ago is you always have to, when you're learning a second language, you're supposed to link it onto your first language somehow. So when I took Soto and French, because I had to take those, I had to find a way to connect it with Cree. Mm. So, because that's my first language. Yeah. And then with both of those classes, both of those languages, I had a higher mark in those languages than I did in Cree. Okay. So if somebody asked you this question, this is how you would answer. So you would just put the location. So if I said, Kiche, Kiskinwa Hamatui Gamigok, Ewi Etohtean Tibiscage. So I'm saying I'm going to the university tonight. Okay? Or you can also hear ki je kiskenwa hama tuigamigo ni wi ito tan de biskage. Ki je kiskenwa hama tuigamigo de biskage. So if you just noticed on my pronunciation for I still have an old, I still tend to use the old phrase of adding that matu in it.
Yeah, I picked that up.
Yeah, so
and I was like, look at it.
yeah, so
I thought we don't say that.
yes. Well, see, that's the new form
Yeah.
of what they're because I know I listened to, starting from last year, I was listening to the northern people saying that term over and over again because they want to change it, because we no longer have that teaching crying place, is what the way they say it. So because of all the actions that I guess that took place in residential school. Okay, so with that, and then just basically giving you an example of another thing of where did you go last night? Okay, and that's going to be the last of it. But if you hear these, and these are questions that you can possibly get asked, like, repeatedly by speakers. Okay.
Or by your partner.
Yeah, your fluent speaker partner. So tanite egi ito teyin de biskok. Where did you go last night? The other way you could hear it, or tanite egi ito teyin de biskok, is the other way. Tanite gigi ito tan de biskok. Tanite gigi ito tan de biskok. Okay, just two different things on it. Same thing with this one. Tanite where egi ito teyin. You did go, or you went. Ito te go de biskok last night. So if you take a look on here, I'm going to go into this one. Egi ito te yin. Okay, that's the U sound. Now if I said egi ito te yan, now I'm saying I went. So you have to be able to have that pronunciation. Yes.
Be very careful.
Yes. Yeah, with this one. So here, now again, I can say ki che kiskinwa hamage wikamik egi idotean tibiskok. Okay. Ki che kiskinwa hamage wikamik egi idotean tibiskok. The other way that you could hear saying this is ki che kiskinwa Kiskinwa hamage wigamik nigi idohtan tibiskok.
Caught yourself.
So yes, yeah. Ki kiskinwa ke wigamik nigi idohtan tibiskok. Again, I'm trying to change that pronunciation also, and I know back home in Maple Creek, Nikinit, there's a couple of fluent speakers that resided in Onion Lake, and they catch you, and they always remind you. So then this one is in Cree. Again, I know I don't think I introduced it in the other ones. Is so if I said egose ki toamina, egose ki toamina, that's our, we don't have goodbye in Cree. Okay. This is what you'll hear, egose, like, that's a lot of the elders, that's how they say it, or egose, mina, like, with this one, with any of these terms, that means we'll see you again, egose gi toam mina.